Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to Bucco Brew, powered by Fair Coffee and Tea. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we have Jim Rosati. Jim, as always, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
That's great
How
to
about
hear.
yourself?
Wonderful day. It's a wonderful day, Jim. It is a Monday. It is 7 o'clock in the morning, which, I mean, nothing better than waking up to talk Pirates, 7 o'clock in the morning, especially when you're talking about Konnor Griffin being promoted to AA. It's a glorious day.
Yeah,
Good morning,
the Konnor Griffin news is fun. So it'll be exciting to talk about him a little bit today. There aren't too many positives for this whole season of Bucco baseball. But that is a very positive development.
Oh, other things. That's right. Everything blacked out. Konnor Griffin's being promoted. I forgot that Pirates had a season. There's baseball being played. They're terrible. Konnor Griffin. That's all I'm at right now. Sorry. No. I'm just trained for the future, under the nutting spell.
It would be nice to think that way. I used to think that way. Well, it was almost like the Pirates, the Major League team was sort of just like a sideshow, and the prospects were the most important thing. And then I got a little bit of taste of winning for a few years, and I was like, I actually prefer the Major League team being good as opposed to just hoping for prospects to pan out. And so I haven't really thought that way in a while. I know there's a lot of people out there though that like they love the prospect stuff. And hey, if that at least gives you some enjoyment throughout all of this, I'm happy for you.
I mean, people should love what they want to love.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a friend of the show, Ethan, loves spreadsheets.
Yep. And Ethan loves his spreadsheets. And then we got Murphy comes on here. He talks prospects. I wish I could have that one thing that I care about more than just winning at the major league level. But I
was getting at it is all things are relative as well. I mean, you can really enjoy prospects. You can love prospects and, want to dive into it, but it doesn't mean that you value that more than the major league team. It doesn't mean that you value that more than winning and such, but that's something you love to get into. I mean, just you enjoy seeing the process, seeing the development, seeing things through, and that's a craft and awesome. But at the same time, you can also understand that they don't always pan out and it doesn't always work. And there's more to things, in winning baseball games in the major leagues. But again, we're kind of getting away from it. Konnor Griffin's being promoted to AA. Is it AAA yet? Are we there yet? When can that happen? But he's getting promoted to AA. So we're going to talk about that a lot today. The Pirates played the Cubs. They lose this series. We're going to recap that. They, of course, play the Toronto Blue Jays upcoming. So we'll preview that. But yeah, a lot of Konnor Griffin stuff. A lot like what this possibly means for the 2026 Pirates as well. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why we wanted to see a promotion before the week's end, right? It's the last week of Altoona. Let's get him up here for a cup of coffee. Which, by the way, if you do want a cup of coffee, DeFair is a family employee-owned, operated business. They believe that coffee and tea are one of life's simplest and most accessible pleasures, and when enjoyed thoughtfully, can open your eyes to the here and now. They have 5 locations across the city of Pittsburgh, including their flagship in the heart of Pittsburgh Historic District. Don't forget to stop by DeFair's new location downtown on Penn Avenue, right across from the Benedum. Grab a cup of coffee, fuel up your walk to PNC Park. Mobile ordering is available, and check out their Instagram for more details. So again, DeFair Coffee and Tea. And Jim, tell everyone how they can save 30%.
Yeah, if you go to their website, defair.coffee, use promo code NS930. You'll get 30% off your first order online. NS930. 630.
That's it. That's it. Get yourself a
Fair
subscription.
Coffee.
I saw they have new cans now. New, I think, nitro cans, which is pretty cool. Hayden asks if he has a Pepsi, can he still watch? You can. I just value your life choices, and why are you choosing Pepsi over Coke? That's dumb. That's silly.
I have no issues with that. I think I would probably choose Coke over Pepsi, but if you want to choose Pepsi over Coke, I can absolutely respect that decision.
I mean, everyone should enjoy what they like.
Yeah.
I'm just going to judge you. But anyways, Konnor Griffin coming up. We'll get to that soon here. Let's talk a little bit about the recap of the weekend series here, the Cubs. Now, Jim, you weren't in attendance this time. They still lost the series, so I guess Rosati Curse wasn't in play this time. But I mean, it was I'm not going to say well-played series. They were all competitive games. You know, there wasn't like the Milwaukee series where we're coming up here and just, why are we even here? Why are we talking about this? Let's get out of here. But they do lose 2 out of 3. What's your biggest takeaway from this series?
The hitting still stinks. I mean, that's plain. I mean, that's what it was. It was 3 close games, and all 3 games could have been won if you would just hit a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought the pitching was fairly decent throughout the series. You had a really good bullpen game start by Mlodzinski. You had a really good start by Mike Burrows, and the Pirates end up losing both of those games because they couldn't score. Couldn't score enough. They scored just enough on Friday, 1 run on Saturday, 3 runs on Sunday. You're just not. I mean, that's what, for 7 runs for the full series. If you score 7 runs over 3 games, you're not going to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the league's worst offense just continued to be the league's worst offense.
Yeah, for sure. We said it yesterday on the post-game show. Just to kind of bring it up on here for those who don't listen to the post-game show. The Pirates entered the game not having one single player on the team hitting 100 or higher weighted runs created plus. So essentially, weighted runs created plus, right? Weighted runs created. It's league adjusted. So 100 means your league average. Every point up means you're 1 percentage point higher than the league average bat. So if you have a 120 weighted runs created plus, you're 20% better than the league average hitter. Now, one Pittsburgh Pirate has a 100 or higher, which means every single person that has at least a plate appearance, every person that stood at the plate is a below league average hitter. At best. At best. And that continues. Even yesterday when Nick Gonzalez is at a 99 weighted runs created plus, his 2 for 5 day yesterday. Andrew McCutchen still remains at a 96. Horowitz at a 95. Peguero's the 4th best hitter right now, technically, on this team with a 94 weighted runs created plus. There's not one Pittsburgh Pirate that's at least league average.
Yeah, it stinks. Like it stinks. It's the worst offense I think I've ever seen.
Like, I want to put this in perspective because I don't know if people like understand, because like it's about.
Oh, DiNardo just lost. We just lost DiNardo. I don't really know where he was going into that, putting that into perspective, but my guess is his computer or something just completely shut off. Go ahead, DiNardo. Finish your thought.
Yeah, I don't know if that was, but anyways, again, like I don't know if people understand. Like,
You might
it's a
want to
bad
change
offense.
your audio too.
It just like booted me out. That better, but
there you go.
Again, like what I'm saying is, I don't know if people really understand like the magnitude of that. Like, hey, it's a bad offense. Of course, nobody is. But again, the fact that like not one person's, you have bad offenses, right? The Pirates have always had bad offenses, but like Brian Reynolds exists, right? Andrew McCutchen exists. Like when you go to the Colorado Rockies, like, yeah, it's a bad offense. Warming Bernabel exists. He has a 130 weighted runs created plus. Like Hunter Goodman exists. Like the Colorado Rockies have 6 players that are at least league average or better. Right? We know how bad they're off. We know how bad their team is. They have 6 guys, right? At least there's 6 people on a team that are hitting above average. It's just in totality, they have guys that are really, really, really bad that bring down their entire offense, right? And some of these guys like have 82 plate appearances or 37. Some have 448, 440, 294, 344. There's not one person on the Pirates that's above average. Now, it's hard to find out if this has ever been done before. But having one guy has been done 7 times in the history of MLB? Something like that. Was it 8, 9?
Yeah, so it's hard to figure it out if you're using WRC plus. If you're using OPS plus, you can figure it out. It doesn't show you the zeros, but it shows you the ones. There's been 12 teams in Major League history who have had one player at a 100 OPS plus or higher, and the Pirates are one of those teams. I think Pham is right there at 100.
Well, I'm sure he's not now,
unless he dropped below yesterday. So it's possible they don't have anybody right now. But yeah, this is a historically bad offense, historically bad. When I pulled that list of 12 teams yesterday, just kind of being curious about this, most of the seasons that this occurred were in the 1800s. Right. Most of the seasons were in the 1800s. There were a couple sprinkled in there from the 1900s, but it hasn't happened this century. And again, the majority of the teams that were this poor offensively were over 125 years ago.
Yep. Which, by the way, Pham's at a 96 OPS plus now. So
yeah, Gonzalez may have crept up over that number, but
just wild. Yeah, Gonzalez is at 100. So him and Pham switched ultimately.
Yeah.
And that's if you're going by OPS plus. But yeah, so regardless, that's wild. That's just that blows my mind. There's not one another guy who came up here to get one at bat and went 1 for 1. That's all you need, just to have one person. Just it's wild. So yeah, that offense didn't do enough to beat the Chicago Cubs, shockingly. But yeah, I mean, I will say this: Carmen Mlodzinski looked good. I don't know if he looked good enough as hey, let's continue the starter thing again, but he looked good. He looked really good in 4 innings.
Carmen Mlodzinski's looked really good since they've recalled him. Ever since it's okay, Carmen, you're a reliever.
Mm-hmm.
He's been really, really good. I mean, if you look, so June 13th was his first appearance back since coming up. And since then, I mean, this isn't a small sample size anymore either, but 39 and a third innings, 37 strikeouts, only 8 walks, 2.29 earned run average, 2.99 FIP. He's been a really good pitcher since being recalled. So the whole starter experience was rough. They sent him down to the minors, said, "Hey, you're going to continue starting." And then when they finally brought him back up, and he's been going, he's been a bulk inning guy this entire time too. He doesn't have a single. This is also kind of crazy. He doesn't have a single appearance. He doesn't have a single appearance since being recalled where he got less than 5 outs.
Right.
So there's been no, Carmen, you're in. All right, he faces 3, 4 batters. He blows up, takes them out of the game. He's going at least an inning and 2/3 every time out there, and most of the time it's 2 to 3 innings, and he's having a lot of success. He's been really good. I've been impressed with Carmen. I think I was you know what, he can be a weapon out of the bullpen. He's been better than I thought.
Oh yeah. He has, for sure. And again, that's kind of frustrating. Now, this is all happening when the Pirates are out of it. Not saying that Carmen Mlodzinski was the difference. Had he have been in the bullpen to start the year, they could have contended. But that was like what was kind of frustrating. I mean, I get getting him the position to start. There's some intrigue there, and maybe it's quick because Bubba's coming up shortly, but it didn't go well. And it's like, hey, he's good at the bullpen. Get him in the bullpen. And yeah, when he comes back up, they finally do. And like the bulking, like that makes a whole lot of sense. And there's a lot of value. I mean, we keep going back talking about last year, like the Luis Ortiz role, right? Because Luis Ortiz was very valuable because of what he allowed this team to do, right? I mean, give some spot starts, give some bulk innings, right? And that's kind of like what Carmen Mlodzinski is doing here. And we've been really good at it. Really good at it. Like him and Ashcraft, both. I think that's been nice for if you're Don Kelly to have two guys like that. But yes, he's been really, really good, as that reliever. And that's, I guess, the one thing we saw with him starting is he kind of proved there, like the first, second, like third innings, typically, one time through, even 1.5 times through almost, like he was good. It wasn't until like the fourth and fifth where like the wheels started coming off. So he's kind of proven, even in the first part, like he can go the distance. It's not as if he's so fatigued after an inning he can't pitch more. It's just when guys see him for the second time, he kind of gets lit up. So yeah, like I'm not shocked that he looked that good through 4 innings, but he really did. He looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at his numbers, first time through the order, where are we at?
We'll say as an average, 212 batting average first time through. 1.21 ERA.
I don't know why I can't find it.
Second time through the order, they hit 383 off of him, 9.17 ERA.
There you go.
So those are contrasting numbers, Jim. Just a little bit. But he's going from a 212 to a 383 batting average, and then a 121 to a 9.17 ERA.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's what we were talking about the whole first half of the season. He's been lights out early on, so like just let him do that. Let him face 9 batters ish, and then move on to the next guy. Like, but he can give you 9 batters of really effective pitching.
Right. Again and again. Yeah. Like, and that's a real weapon. I mean, that's so much value to know, because that's what I'm alluding to. Like, he doesn't just wear down. Like, he's not a reliever just because he can't go more than 1 inning. He can give you, like, his arm built, like, he can give you bulk innings. And he's very effective getting 9 outs. There's so much value in that. Again, like what we saw with Luis Ortiz last year. I mean, he's looking like a much better version than Luis Ortiz. Like that, it should now be called the Carmen Mlodzinski role. It's been really good. He's like, that's such a weapon. I just wish, like, I hope next year going into it, like they see that, they stamp it, and like that's what you are, because this is such a weapon for a competitive team.
Yep.
You have that game where Paul Skeens goes 4. Just not, I mean, and Paul Skeens has like a bad start. He gives 4 innings, but only gives up a 3 earned. And Mlodzinski comes in here and gaps you to the 7th inning to now you're set up and closer, like such a weapon.
Yeah, it really is. Like there's not a lot of teams that have a guy like this in their bullpen. And I think that's how you use him going forward. I think he's got the stuff where if you wanted him to be a back end guy, like he could do it. But I think this is where he gives you the most value.
The present day Goose Gossage. Is that what he is?
Yeah. Kind of like an old school reliever where you bring him in and he gets multiple innings for you.
Nice. Outside of that, I don't know if there's really anything else like too noteworthy as far as the Cubs series. I know Andrew Heaney was a thing. We'll talk about that individually as well. But
Yeah, let's talk about Konnor Griffin.
Okay, thank you. Konnor
On the
Griffin.
agenda here, I said let's talk about this for 6 minutes, and we're 20 minutes in. We haven't gotten to Konnor yet.
We started a little late, but yeah, we're 20 minutes in, I guess.
We did start a little late. You're right.
Konnor Griffin's 19, like barely also. It's not like he's 19 in 11 months, and he'll be turning 20. Like he is 19 this whole year. He was drafted as a project, Jim. You take the talent, you love the skill set. Can he hit? We'll find out. There's guys that look more ready. We were kind of nervous with the draft pick. We liked the draft pick. I think we all said if it were us, that's who we would have taken right then. But the Pirates taking him made us nervous because they're going to have to develop this. Jim, we were wrong. We were right that you should take him. We weren't wrong that the Pirates needed to develop him. We were wrong thinking that he needed developed. This dude was ready. He doesn't need any development. He came in here. He took over. He's going to reach 3 leagues in 1 year.
Yeah, I'm going to push back on that a little bit.
No,
I think he's a different player now than he was when he was drafted. And so, like, Konnor deserves a lot of credit for that. I think the Pirates the Pirates player development deserves some credit for that.
Konnor called dad.
You were the one.
Konnor called dad.
I want to also point out, you were the one who was nervous. You were like, I like this pick, but I'm nervous that, it means the Pirates need to develop somebody.
Rightfully so.
If you recall, I was all in on the Konnor Griffin pick from the get-go. But no, it's been a really, really good success story. We had Eric on before the season started, and he kind of broke down his swing, what he looked like at the draft, and like what it was that was concerning about him. And then he also broke down how, like, over the offseason, that went away. Like, he just completely fixed the issue that he had.
Yeah.
There wasn't really necessarily a hole in his swing. It was a timing thing. And he fixed it. He fixed it before he ever took an at-bat of professional baseball. So when we saw him in spring training and you see this guy show, like we were all there. We all saw him and we were like, this kid's 18. Are you kidding me?
Right.
You see him and you see the stuff he's doing on, like, next to Major League Baseball players. And I think all of us knew kind of right away, like, holy crap, this kid might be pretty special. And now he's showing you that, like, he's pretty special. Just an outstanding first season of professional baseball. Again, I've been following prospects for a really long time. If you're a Pirates fan, you kind of have to, or you're going to drive yourself crazy because the Major League team has just been so terrible for, I don't know, 2 generations worth of people now. So you have to find some things to get excited about. And I don't think I haven't seen a prospect like this ever in the Pirate system. Ever. The closest I can think of is Andrew McCutchen. Like, I remember Andrew McCutchen being drafted. I remember him coming up through the minors. And I remember being very, very excited about Andrew McCutchen. Like, I remember going to Bradenton when Andrew McCutchen was, 19 years old and being like, I can't wait to see this dude.
Right.
This has a similar feel to that, but at the same time, even and like, this is what's scary because Andrew McCutchen is the best Pirate I've ever seen. Like, he seems like he's way ahead of Andrew McCutchen, at least at this stage of his career. Like Kutch, like if you're like younger than me, you may not remember how good Kutch was. He was really good. Like coming up as a prospect, coming up to the majors, like, oh my God, he was really good. Konnor Griffin seems better than that. And it's just everything. The hit tool, the power, the speed, being able to play shortstop, it like he's got all the tools that Kutch had, but it's like supercharged almost. Like he's faster. He hits the ball harder. He makes contact at a very impressive clip. Like he's just doing everything, and it's been really, really fun to watch him. And I'm a little jaded because Greensboro is in Bowling Green this week, and I was going to see Konnor Griffin. Like I haven't seen him since spring training, so I was going to go see Greensboro this week, and he gets promoted. So I'm gonna have to. It's gonna have to wait for seeing him. I'll probably have to catch him, spring training next year maybe. But I was really looking forward to seeing him this week. So it kind of bums me out that he got promoted right now. But it's super, super well deserving. Just an absolute monster season he's having, and he's the number one prospect in baseball. And the Pirates have had one of those in my lifetime, and that's Paul Skeens. I mean, they've never had a hitter do that before, and it's exciting.
Yeah. Jim, you're allowed to say it. And for everyone out there, like, this isn't meaning you're comparing him to Kutch. This doesn't mean that you say he's going to be better than Kutch. But to understand where they're at in their careers, it's absolutely true. I mean, it is. It's just facts. The key is doing things better than you've ever seen any Pirate in the Pirate system. And it's okay to say. It's okay to say.
It's scary. I know
we've all been jaded.
It really is.
I know we're all waiting for the bad thing to happen, right? Because that's what happens. But it's okay to say the guy is doing things we've never seen, at least in the Pirate system before. And you go back to Andrew McCutchen as an 18-year-old. Go back to Andrew McCutchen as a 19-year-old, and single A as a 19-year-old. He had an 802 OPS in single A in 802, which is good. He had 14 home runs and 503 plate appearances that year in single A. 291, 356, 446. I mean, that's good stuff. Hey, this is a good prospect. Jim? 231 plate appearances. I'm sorry. 229. He has, that was right. 231. He's batting 338, 396, 538. That was single A. He goes to high A. Batting 323, 432, 513. Like the numbers get even better when he went to Greensboro. 7 home runs in his 50 games. And now again, he's going to be in Double A as a 19-year-old. Like freshly drafted, first year of pro season, 3 levels. It's just incredible. And like you said, like what he does, I mean, he's got 16 home runs now in his 460 plate appearances in total. 16 home runs, 59 stolen bases. I mean, we know Kutch, and Kutch coming up. I mean, he'll fill out. He'll hit some home runs. He wasn't like a 40, power guy, 40 home run. He'll hit some home runs. He'll steal some bags, but what was the most he ever had, like in a year? Like 34. Is that what it was?
In Indianapolis at age 21, Kutch stole 34 stolen bases. Yeah.
Connor's already at 59 in 100 games. Kutch had good defense. Connor's showing good defense at 2 positions, 2 premium ones, center field and shortstop. Like he's literally doing everything, and not everything well. He's doing everything elite. he's batting 331 on the year at both levels. Jim, how's the hit tool going to be? We know the talent, we know the athleticism, we know the tools. How's the hit tool? He's batting 331.
It's all good. It's all good. And like he gets to Altoona now. When he plays on Tuesday, right now Andrew McCutchen's the youngest Altoona Curve player ever.
Which makes sense. It's Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah. The youngest player to ever play for the Altoona Curve is Andrew McCutchen. Konnor Griffin is about to just like destroy Andrew McCutchen's Altoona record. So like Andrew McCutchen was 19 years old, 10 months and 5 days when he debuted with Altoona. Konnor Griffin on Tuesday will be 19 years, 3 months and 26 days. So like he's getting to Altoona 7 months younger than Andrew McCutchen. It's so impressive to see. Like in the comments here, like is KG comparable to Jackson Chourio? Like there's a little bit of a difference there. Like Chourio was an international free agent, right. Signed at 16, so he kind of had a head start, but timeline wise, like Chourio did make AA at 18. I'll give him that. Debuted at 20. But as far as like, and Chourio was really good. Chourio was also number 1 prospect in baseball. So similar. Yeah, I think you can compare the two. But Jackson Chourio never had a minor league season like this before. And, right. And Jackson Chourio tore up the minors. Never played this well before. So it's really, really, really cool to see.
Well, I want to say, since we're on that subject, and we've kind of compared them, because we're trying to compare like the record of promotions and the timeline and such. It's another Jackson. It's a Jackson Holiday.
Yeah, that's probably the closest that you can think of. Yeah.
And so like Holiday debuted at 20, rather quickly. He didn't spend too much time at each level. Again, we're talking about 50 games in Bradenton, 50 games in Greensboro. Now he's in Altoona for the 24 remaining. Holiday is pretty much fast tracked that way too, and again, he debuted at 20. So you want to talk about like someone like in that path now. Hopefully he produces better. Like Holiday hasn't really taken off in the majors, not like Jackson Chourio did, right? To like that level degree. But again, you're just talking about talent and wise. Like Holiday is probably the one to look at in that sense.
Yeah, and Holiday's like holding his own for a 21-year-old, Chourio is one of the better players in the league already.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Holiday is probably the best guy to compare him to. Another number 1 prospect, and he moved at a very similar clip here. Like you said, Holiday had 57 games in high A before moving to AA at age 19. Griffin had 50. Holiday had 26 games in single A before moving to high A. Griffin had 50. So like Griffin has played more games at single A. And from a stat line comparison, like both of them have put up very, very impressive numbers. Holiday's on base skills have been better than Griffin's. Like Holiday walked 20 to 30% of the time in the lower levels. But Holiday's power wasn't there like Griffin's was. Holiday's speed wasn't there like Griffin's was. So but from an overall offensive production standpoint, Holiday and Griffin have been pretty similar overall up to this point. Holiday only played 36 games in AA before being moved to AAA and eventually making his major league debut at age 20. At this point, Griffin's right on the door. He's right on the doorstep. you show that you can hit AA pitching, and then maybe there's a little bit of time in AAA, but I think this is where we're going to see the difference between going back to Andrew McCutchen. Andrew McCutchen was held in the high levels of the minors for a really long time. Andrew McCutchen played 201 games in AAA. He got to AA really fast. Then he stayed in AA for 138 games, and he had 201 AAA games. Andrew McCutchen had 339 games in AA and AAA. Now, a lot of that had to do with the major league team was so terrible. Andrew McCutchen could have been in the majors 2 years earlier if you really wanted to fast track him. But
that's what we jokingly say.
It was really
probably could be a Hall of Famer if the Pirates didn't wait to call him up.
Yeah. So they kept him down there a long time. And when they brought him up, he hit the ground running because he was absolutely ready, right? If you want to push Griffin, you probably don't want to see him get 339 games, from AA up. So that's where the two development paths are going to kind of break off right here. Is I don't expect, 3-4 more seasons of Konnor Griffin being in the minors like we saw with Kutch.
If you think at any part of the show that we do, any points that we're insufferable about things, if that happens, you'll never want to watch us again.
if Konnor Griffin's on game 300 in AAA, it's
yeah. Just delete North Shore 9 from your podcast app, please, because you don't want to hear it. I doubt that will happen. And again, that's going to be something we talk about as well. I mean, as much as everyone likes to talk about it, say it, whatever, this regime has proven that they don't hold guys back. I mean, they don't. They have shown time and time again they will allow the player to dictate their path. If they're not performing, they're not going to move forward. If they are, they'll push them. And again, we're talking about a 19-year-old, the youngest curve ever. I mean, we were talking just a few years ago that Henry Davis was the quickest, to get through. We wanted him here sooner. We wanted to push him. But if you put in perspective, he blew through the minors at that time. Now, the Angels have certainly made things different in the new age prospect promotions and such, but especially for the Pirates, he blew through. I mean, that was quick. Konnor Griffin is the youngest curve ever. He's 19 years old. He saw 3 levels this year. They will push if they've shown, get me to the next level, right? So absolutely. Now, there's a question here. I think this is very valid and what we can talk about. So Cody asks, at this point, let's assume he continues to progress at this rate. What's the timetable for MLB debut? I'm guessing Bob and GM Ben Cherington will manipulate time with him. This is Konnor Griffin is so unique in the sense of it's almost the Paul Skeens effect. Paul Skeens was so good that he's not going to be down that long. You're not keeping Paul Skeens down for a year to get to the majors, which again, you get drafted, being in the minors for a year makes sense. But do you really start him on opening day? These get really no minor league time. Konnor Griffin just reached AA. It's going to be that conundrum. There's an opportunity. I'm not saying there's a non-zero chance he's on the major league roster or not next year, from opening day. I think there's a chance, but that's a tough call to make if you've only seen 24 games above high A. And that's what Konnor will be doing. It's 24, but it's also 24 games at AA. It's not that he was there for just a week. That's why I liked seeing him get up here as soon as possible in this time frame, because 24 games is still, it's not a large sample, right? But it's a sample. It's information I think that you can take with actual meaning than seeing him there for 7 days and saying, oh, well, Konnor Griffin had a 180 weighted runs created plus in that week, so call him up. With that, it's he's going to go start back in AA. But even if he does start at AA, it's 24 games. Could he be up by mid-May? Like, could this be a Paul Skeens situation like it was for Paul Skeens? I don't know if you want to start on from day one. You could make the argument like we did. You could make the argument for Paul Skeens and start day one, but also makes sense to wait. I think it could make sense to wait, but also like I don't think this is a scenario where Konnor Griffin's not being here till 2027. Like I think the timetable is next year at some point. Realistically, it's next year at some point. I think the latest is August 15th, 2026. So he still has that rookie eligibility for 2027. Like the absolute latest. Like and the timetable matches that. This isn't even like trying to be unrealistic or super aggressive. Like that's going to be 100+ games.
Yeah. This is where it's going to be. This is what's going to be interesting because if you think the 2026 Pirates have a chance to compete, then you probably want to get him here as soon as possible. And I mean, I'm talking like opening days in play.
Yeah.
2026 opening day is in play. Especially if he goes to AA, he's going to have 24 games in AA. If he goes AA and just does this same thing, then spring training next year, he gets a major league invite, and it's like you can win a spot. That's not out of the realm of possibility. I guess I'm a little skeptical on this team's chances to be good next year. Like I feel like there's still so many things that this team needs to do to be good and compete. So then you got to start looking at this like from, all right, let's look at this from the standpoint of you're a major league GM and you want to maximize your Konnor Griffin return. Corey brings it up right here. The number one best thing you can do this offseason is just sign him to an extension so that you take all of this out of play. So you don't even have to think about service time. Like it's not even a thing anymore because you just signed him to like a 10-year deal. I think if that's your number one priority this offseason, sign Konnor Griffin to like a 10-year, $100 million deal. You know, something like that, where like you lock him up until he's 30. And I feel like that's something that both sides would be interested in. We've seen a lot of top prospects do stuff like that before. That's the number one way to just be like, okay, Konnor, the day of the season, your service time has nothing to do with being called up. It's just going to be, all right, you dictate it. When you're ready, you'll be up. There's like I said, it's an interesting situation though, because then you look at 2027. And so this is going back to if the Pirates think they can be good in 2026, you want to bring them up. But if you don't think he can be good in 2026, do you almost slow play this a little bit? Because if you call him up in 2026 and then like Nola says, there's no 2027 season.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, there's 2028. But part of the CBA typically is you accrue service time during the lockout. We saw that the last time. So like, do you go into this thinking we're not going to have baseball in 2027? If you go into this thinking we're not going to have baseball in 2027 and the 2026 Pirates aren't going to be good, then you're like, do I just wait till 2028? Which that's going to drive all of us just bonkers, right? Because it's like we might know what they're doing at that point. But this is where the situation's going to get very interesting, because if he keeps pushing the envelope and is like, you got to call him up, you got to call him up, you got to call him up, the whole 2027 black cloud of a lockout is certainly going to come and play. If you're a GM and you're thinking, I need to maximize my Konnor Griffin window, that's going to be in play. Which is why I think you go the extension route. You go the extension route and you just don't even worry about anything else, because the last thing you want to do is call up Konnor Griffin. Let's say it's the Paul Skeens situation. You call up Konnor Griffin in June, right?
Or even in May.
He's ready. May, June, whatever. He comes up, finishes first or second in Rookie of the Year voting. He gets a full year of service time. Then you lock him out. And he's gotten 2 years of service time, and you've seen him play baseball for 3 meaningless months where the team was terrible. And now you have
didn't even get a draft pick out of it because also like you waited till mid-May or June.
Right. So it's like this. It's a really weird situation. The timing of it's weird with the CBA coming up. So like these are all things you got to kind of think about. Like I said, the only way to just take all of that out of the equation is to sign him to an extension this offseason. I think that's number one priority. Like obviously you want to try to lock up Skeens. I don't think that's going to happen. But like locking up Konnor Griffin is your number 2 priority then after Skeens, if you can't make that happen.
Yeah, but also like locking up Konnor Griffin could also help a Skeens. Skeens need to see wins. Skeens need to see a good team. Having Konnor Griffin here can help that. Still got to do more, but anyway.
Like I said, it's a weird situation because I don't know what you do. It's going to depend on what you think the 2026 Pirates are capable of. And now I don't have a whole lot of faith in the 2026 Pirates.
It's also who's the next GM and what's their idea. I think we've been saying that it's likely if there is a new GM, which is still an if, on the side that Ben's gone. He's got to be gone. And if he is, I'm sure the task for the next GM is you need to be good, like soon. I'm not saying it has to be 2026, but like we can't do another 5-year build. Like this isn't like, hey, tear it down, start fresh. This is Bob saying, I'm getting a new GM. Here's what we have. Do what you need to do to make it good. I'd prefer 2026, but if you need it to be 2027, then so be it. But like it has to be good by 2027. This is a get me good situation, not a here, make your team for 2030 plus, right? So like, and again, if the new GM comes in and he's giving he's not worried about 2026, it's all about 2027, then yeah. Like, is there really a rush to get Konnor Griffin up here on opening day or mid-June? Or like, hey, I'm going to chill till August 15th. I'll get him a little taste of MLB, and then he'll be rookie eligible for 2027. He can get his bonus, give me my pick, right? I can certainly see that. There's going to be circumstances. Now, if I were to take that all out and just thinking forward of like, I mean, hey, we're year 6 in this rebuild. Like, there's no excuse for year 7 to be competitive. And whoever is at the helm of the GM needs to be competitive for 2026. Yeah, opening day is certainly in play. And again, like that's why I've been, and I know I'm more of the aggressive type. Konnor Griffin's been showing that like there's no reason for him to be there. So get up here. The reason I wanted him up there in Altoona as soon as possible and sometime in August was that way he got a decent amount of sample size to see how he adjusts, and he's playing in Altoona, right? Certainly not Greensboro as far as the park goes, but like these are now guys that are on the cusp of the major leagues. That's where the talent is. Like, how does he fare in Double-A? And if he goes to Double-A and he's putting up a 170 weighted runs created plus, like he's gone and done like everywhere else, like he's up there and he's just killing it, then it's like, okay, there is a shot. I am now preparing that Konnor Griffin. It might not be opening day, but I am preparing for 2026. Konnor Griffin's going to be a part, hopefully a big part of this team, whether it's opening day, whether it's mid-June, whether it's mid-May, right? Maybe you want to see him get a little more time in AAA. Like, okay, doesn't start on opening day. Let's get him in AAA a bit. Let's get him, a run there and call him up mid-May, make sure he's good, get going. Again, calculated Paul Skeens. again, like that is in play. Like this isn't a scenario where I think, oh, Konnor Griffin still got 2 years to go. He's not going to see the majors. The Pirates are just going to let him rot down there. I understand Bubba Chandler. I think Bubba Chandler's a little bit of a different situation. But again, you're talking about the team that started Jared Jones from day one. Jared Jones didn't spend a whole lot of time in the minors, relatively speaking. Like this has been a team if there is a need, and we can still argue it. And of course, they side more towards the manipulation. I'm not saying that they're the Angels by any means. I'm not praising them for what they're doing, but I'm acknowledging what has happened. When there has been moments, they do push. So Konnor Griffin is proving that right now. He's going to be in AA. I'm excited. I am super excited for this kid. He is absolutely killing it. Big time prospect, and he went from on radars, right, but not on any top lists to start the year, essentially, to now in the same year, the number one prospect in all of baseball.
Yeah, this is where it's going to get interesting because, again, he flew through those lower levels, but I think you also need to temper expectations because AA is a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
It's a totally different animal. We were comparing him to Churio before. Like Churio got to AA very fast. But then Jackson Churio played 132 games between AA and AAA before making the majors.
Still at
that's
19.
Yeah, but like that's a whole season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's basically saying, okay, Griffin gets a taste of AA this year, and then he's still in the minors all of next year. So
Mm-hmm.
like, don't think that like, okay, if Konnor Griffin doesn't debut at 20, like this is ridiculous. Like we're talking like a 20-year, like a lot of people don't debut at 20. And even if Konnor Griffin debuts opening day 2027, he's 20 years old at that point. Like he's a young he's a young 19 right now. So like if Konnor Griffin debuts April 2027, he'll be 20. So
which is still
if
again, Paul
if
Skeens
Konnor
is
Griffin
21.
debuts, if Konnor Griffin debuts opening day next year, he's 19. So again, I think this is where you saw what he did and you saw him move up so quickly that like I don't know if people are I know that's what's going to happen. It's been happening all year. People have been in my comments on Twitter all year long saying, why don't we just bring up Griffin now? Let him learn. I'd rather watch him. Well, it's like that would be a disservice to him, I think. Like you can't just like you've got to make sure that he progresses through the organization and eases. Like Major League Baseball is very difficult. How many top prospects have we seen? Like we're talking about Konnor Griffin's offensive production. You know who else had this type of offensive production all the way through the minors? Henry Davis.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like Henry Davis's offensive output, no different. Look at Henry Davis right now. Like the Major League Baseball is a different animal. So like you still need to develop and go through the steps to get there. So like
on top of that, just to interject a second here, like Henry Davis was facing ACC pitchers for years. Like you talk about the gap between AAA and the major leagues, AAA to the major leagues, the gap, how huge it is. This kid was playing against, like he was playing high school baseball last year. And now you're asking him to face Scooble?
Right.
Like there's a huge difference. That's why progression does also matter. But again, like, yes, they have been uber aggressive here. Like this is the path of uber aggressiveness. And like their Juan Sotos are happening once in a generation.
Yeah.
But this
so
is
I just want to
Juan Soto.
I just want to like temper that. Like I said, Churio got there real fast. But Churio still played a full season of upper level ball. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., another one who just kind of flew through the minors, still played 104 games between AA and AAA, like 100-ish games. So if you're expecting Konnor Griffin to be here in April of 2026, you're probably going to be disappointed. I still would even say that, like, I think you can if you expect him to be up in 2026, I think it's possible. But just know, even that is crazy aggressive. He'll be 20.
I was going to say, like, another one who you can kind of discuss, like Corbin Carroll flew through. I mean, Corbin Carroll, we knew, and he had a fantastic rookie year. Like, that was a guy who came up and he clicked. He had like a taste of MLB. But like, he also debuted at 21.
Yeah, Corbin Carroll's was a little different because he had like the COVID year in between there. So like Corbin Carroll got to AA at 21. So it was one of those deals where, like,
I guess that's true.
Like there was,
but still,
that was a weird situation. But no, that's a good point. But like I said, it's possible to get there really quick. It's just, even the best of the best, when we talk about like modern prospects, they still sometimes, like, there's a full season or so of upper level baseball. The one guy who I guess you could kind of look at, and I mean, you definitely don't want to compare them off the field, but on the field, there's a shortstop who debuted for the Rays.
Oh, yeah.
At age 20, and he only played 40 games of upper level. He played 40 games above high A ball before making the majors. And if you want to compare offensive production, like, it's actually a pretty good comparison. Like, both of them, just some of the better prospects we've ever seen. Wander flew, debuted at 20, and he only had 40 games above high A ball.
Also,
and he basically
small market team.
Yeah.
What did the Rays do? Sign that Uber extension. If the Rays can do that, the Pirates should absolutely be able to do that for Konnor Griffin. Of course, assuming Konnor Griffin does have that same trajectory. There's still a lot to, I mean, again, AA. Yeah. I'm not here to say he's going to be on opening day. I'm not here to say, like, what I'm here to say is I want to see him in AA, so that way I can take that information to decide going forward. He's going to have to determine, that path, how well he does in AA. But if he struggles, then it's like, okay, well, hey, he struggled. Now I know. Maybe there's more to him that he needs season. Maybe there's more to him that he needs to develop, right? But if he goes up to AA and he's killing it, it's like, okay, this is the real league. 24 games is it's a sample, right? So again, now it's for us to see what he does.
Yep. Nola brings up the next Ray too, Junior Caminero. Reached AA at 19. He did make his debut. He had like a short stint at 19, but he didn't really come back. He started the next season in AAA. But Caminero, 81 games in AA, 53 games at AAA. So again, like, that's a full season worth of baseball at the upper levels. And he still got his first, like, real taste of the majors at age 20. And then you see what he's doing now at age 21. So I think, yeah, those are two pretty good examples. If you look at the Rays, like, those two guys in very similar situations where, you know, I think both were number one prospects as well. Wander was number one prospect. Caminero was number one prospect. Both kind of on similar paths. Wander did not have the upper level time. Like, he got pushed and was there and hit the ground running. Caminero, he got that taste, but then it still took him, like I said, a full year of upper level ball before he became a major leaguer. So 2026 is in play, but just don't be, like, disappointed if it's not, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, for sure. What I do want to say, we'll cut some things out here, Jim, because we decided to talk a lot on this too.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe we'll say this like Ennis on live this upcoming week. But the other reason I want to see this is because how you're planning Konnor Griffin in 2026 could impact your offseason. If he goes up to AA and he kills it, and you're thinking now, like, you know what? He's part of my plans for 2026. He's going to be part of my shortstop plans. Are you getting a shortstop or not? This is why, and again, I'm not going to expand upon this now. We'll say this for another day. We'll move on. But like, this is why I'm interested in Jared Triolo this year. This is why I'm watching. Because if Konnor Griffin, I know you're giving me that look, and I don't care. But if Konnor Griffin is a opening day, mid-May, so like that timeline of a call-up, and he's your shortstop going forward, maybe I'm good with Jared Triolo starting the season just to get me there. But if he's not, then maybe I need to invest there. So again, that's why I'm interested in the rest of the season of Jared Triolo. We'll move off of that though. We don't have to talk about that now. But I'm putting that out there because that's going to be some talking points for me.
Yeah, we can talk about this more in depth. But if Jared Triolo is starting opening day 2026, I'm going to lose my mind. I will lose.
I'm TBD. I'm TBD. I again, if Konnor Griffin is truly part of your plan, do I really want to take $5 million to invest it into a stopgate shortstop, or do I want to use $5 million to put into my third baseman, expand that budget for other needs? Because if Konnor Griffin is my shortstop, if Jared Triolo can get me by, I'm fine with it. And then get relegated to this utility guy or whatever. Like I'm fine with it. Again, a lot's on Konnor Griffin for me though, because I'm not going to waste money on a shortstop when I need things like a real third baseman or a real outfielder. I'm not settling for this little part here, this little part there, this little part there, because we only have this much of a budget and you spread it out. That's why I need Konnor Griffin to be good. Konnor, don't let me down. I need you to be good because I need this budget to be spent on real things. And that's putting a lot of faith that they're going to do that. But that's why.
I'm going to be sick.
Okay. Well, you can also be sicker on your mid third baseman that's not doing anything, and your mid outfielder. Tommy Pham's coming back on his extension that they signed him in September. Anywho, that's why. And I'll talk more about that. Should we talk about Andrew Heaney real quick?
I mean, real quick, really maybe. Up. Yeah. I mean, real quick.
Yeah.
He hasn't been good. So, you know, if you're upset because he's going to miss some of his bonus incentives or whatever, if he gets DFA'd today with 1 out to go before he hits his 120 inning incentive, like, so be it. He has not been worth a roster spot the last 2 months. And the thing about incentive bonuses is that they are incentive bonuses. They are in your contract as incentive bonuses for a reason. It means you need to perform at an acceptable level to reach those bonuses. If Andrew Heaney isn't performing at a rate that lets him accumulate 120, 130, 140 innings, whatever those bonuses are at, he's not deserving of that compensation. So like, people are up in arms about this, and it's just like, guys, I know we want to, and no one likes harping on the Pirates more than me, right? Bucco Mike asked Grok the other day, who's the most annoying of all of us, and Grok said it was me because I complain all the time. This isn't something I can complain about. I can't complain.
Best use of IA, by the way.
Yeah, I can't complain.
And I agree.
I cannot complain about the Pirates not giving Andrew Heaney a performance bonus when Andrew Heaney's ERA over his last 11 appearances has been 9, like roughly 9. That's unacceptable. You get paid if you perform. That's why they're called performance incentives. Like, he's not performing, he's not due the compensation unless he performs. So like that's where I'm at right now. Like I will get upset about the Pirates about a lot of things. This is not one of those things that I'm going to waste very much energy on.
Agree. I can't stress enough there. I understand like the Rowdy situation, the IKF situation last year was dirty.
The IKF situation was the worst. That was
IKF,
the worst.
they benched
The Rowdy
on the last
situation,
day where he could have got his bonus. They just benched him. If he just started, he makes his bonus. They benched him. Rowdy Tellez, they DFA'd. He had basically a game. What was it? 4 plate appearances until he got his bonus, his incentive. And they DFA'd him the game before. If he just played one more game, probably he was getting that bonus. But they DFA'd him. And the thing about Rowdy was they stuck with him. Like, if you wanted to argue that they should have DFA'd him in June, absolutely. He was bad then. He should have been like the Tommy Pham situation. Like, if Tommy Pham was DFA'd in May and June, so be it. It's been 2 months and you haven't performed. You can talk all you want right now about Tommy Pham, how good he's doing. Over the season, he's still a below average hitter. Like, those 2 months also count. But the thing is, they stuck with Tommy Pham. If they DFA him today, like as he's performing, if he was going to hit a bonus tomorrow, that's dirty. And that's what Rowdy was. Like, they stuck with Rowdy. They chose that. And if you're choosing to stick with him and he starts performing, which he did, and then you DFA him the game before with a week left, there's nothing in there other than money. Rowdy, since June 1st, batted .277, .330, .478, had a 120 weighted runs created plus. If you remember what we said at the beginning of the show, right? What that means, 100 is league average. He was 20% better than a league average hitter since June 1st. That's how he finished the year. So they stuck with him, and he turned it on. He's playing good now. And that's when they DFA'd him when he was playing good. They stuck with him, and there was a week left. You can't even use that week of saying, well, it's time to play the kids. Like, let's get the future up here somehow. It's a week. What did Billy Cook gain from that? Well, nothing, because he's been AAA all year. Right? So, like, that was no excuse. It was just money motivated. On August 17th, right, or now, as of today, August 18th, like, Andrew Heaney since June 1st, 6.71 ERA. Like, he's been bad. So, yes, to relegate him down to the bullpen and maybe eventually DFA him so that way you can get your Bubba Chandler here, your Barcos here, your Oviedo's here, right, to get them actually meaningful games this year. Like, that makes sense. This isn't just money motivated. He's been bad. Rowdy was good at that time. He's been bad. And there's enough time here to actually get meaningful innings to other people that matter. So, yeah, I take nothing of this as just like, oh, same old Pirates. He could just be playing better. Like, if they wanted, when he wasn't traded at the deadline, they could have just DFA'd him then. He's still here. He just kept pitching bad. So anyways, yeah, we can move on, move forward. But this is not the same as Rowdy. This is not the same situation.
Nope.
Pirates play Blue Jays. Quick preview of that. They getting swept. Is this like the Brewers series all over again?
I mean, they're not playing good baseball right now. Yeah, Pirates are not playing good baseball right now. I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking at the Blue Jays, but they're in first place in the AL East by a lot. They're playing some pretty good baseball.
They're playing really good lately.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is having a good year. Bo Bichette's, bounced back from his rough season last year in his contract year. So, he's about to get paid this offseason. I was kind of hoping Bo Bichette was going to continue to tail off a little bit so he was still in play for the Pirates, but that's not going to happen. Like, Bo Bichette's about to go sign a mega contract this offseason. Yeah, I mean, it's a good lineup. It's a good pitching staff. Kevin Gossman's having a really good season. That's who faces off against Skeens tonight. Then you've got, let's see, Gossman tonight, Max Scherzer, who, God, how old is Max Scherzer now? He is 41. So Max Scherzer going on Tuesday. He's having a pretty good season. He's been he's only had 10 starts, but his 10 starts have been pretty good. And then Chris Bassett, who is also again having another really good year. Chris Bassett has had a hell of a 30, like his 30s.
He's just been
Chris
like
Bassett's
a
30s.
solid pitcher.
Yeah, he's been. I mean, he didn't really do much during his 20s, but in his 30s, he's been a really good pitcher, and he's having another pretty good year. Just eating up a ton of innings, taking the ball every fifth day. But it's a solid. This is a really good Blue Jays team that there's not a whole lot of holes. Good defensively. They put the ball in play. Yeah, I'm gonna say the Pirates win one of these. You hope if you're going Skeens, Keller, Ashcraft, you can pick up one win. Those are your 3 best starters.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm gonna say they win at least one of these.
Remember how we said the Pirates have 0 players league average or better? The Blue Jays have 12. You know who one of them is?
I don't know what's going on with my camera.
That's fine.
Blue Jays have 12.
They have 12. Yep.
I'm going to say one of them is Tyler Heineman.
Tyler Heineman returns. Revenge game for Tyler Heineman, who's now with the Blue Jays and has a batting line of 339, 414, 496 with a 2.4 WAR in 49 games for the Blue Jays. Boy, could the Pirates use Tyler Heineman right now.
Yeah.
They did the reverse Sherrington. Sherrington's plucking off the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays plucked off old Pirates foes or friends or whatever you want to call Tyler Heineman because he wasn't here too long.
No.
Yeah, Tyler Heineman
the other day too.
making an impact. Oh, did he?
Yeah. It was him and Rowdy pitched in the same game.
Oh, God. Was that when Rowdy plunked
I don't know. It was like
Springer?
2 days ago. It was,
I
yeah,
think
it was like
was
2
that.
days ago. Rowdy and Heineman both pitched. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we'll win that game. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. They're good. And no, they've been playing like really good baseball lately too. Yeah. So I just have, I guess the difference is at home, but like this gives me so many Brewers vibes. They're just going to come out here and just crush the baseball.
They're certainly capable of doing that.
I mean, they have 3 guys also. Again, I know it's parts, but like they have, 4 guys batting over 300. Imagine having one batting like above 270.
You know what else is crazy about this team? Like, you know who their number 5 starter is? Who's 8-2 with a 2.76 ERA. Former 2024 Indianapolis Indian Eric Lauer.
Oh God, yeah.
He's having the season of his lifetime at age 30. And he was an Indianapolis Indian last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's got a 2.76 earned run average right now. 88 innings.
That and the KBO. Like he went to the KBO last year too.
Yeah.
Oh, Toronto. See what happens when you move on from Ben Sherrington?
Yeah, no, this is a good team. I mean, the pitching, like the Pirates are putting their best step forward when it comes to the pitching. So like anything could happen. Those guys could get hot. You could take 2 out of 3 here, but I'm not expecting it.
Because also this bullpen needs to do their part.
Yeah.
And well, anywho, all right, long show. Konnor Griffin's going to be here. Let's be excited about that. So we can.
I'll say this too, like if you're
season,
yeah, like I neither of us are in the Pittsburgh area, which makes us even crazier that we talk about this team without even like it being in Pittsburgh. But if you're in the Pittsburgh area, like sometime in the next month, go see the Altoona curve. Like it's going to be worth your trip. They don't leave the state of Pennsylvania for the rest of the season either. So like, no matter where you're at, you're going to be able to get a chance to see him play. I believe they're in Altoona this week, Harrisburg the week after,
and then Erie.
Altoona the week after that, and then Erie. So like, they're anywhere you live, like Konnor Griffin's going to be playing pretty close to you.
That's a good call. They're on like every part of the state.
Take some time to go see him at some point in the next month.
Yeah, go do that. That'll be fun. And if you do go to Altoona, get a curved burger. Do not try any pizza in the area. Do not be tricked. It's not pizza. Don't do it.
No, live your life. Live your life. Have some adventure. You don't want to
don't get that pizza. Don't get an Altoona pizza. No Pepsi and pizza in Altoona. All right, let's get out of here. We'll be back for a post-game show tonight. Paul Skeens pitches. So hopefully some good stuff. Hopefully some sandwiches. Outside of that, anything else you want to bring up, Jim?
Nah, let's get out of here.
Let's do it. Like, subscribe, do all the good stuff. We appreciate you all. Join our Patreon. Join our MVPs on YouTube if you want. Help support. We appreciate everyone who does. With that being said, we're out of here. Bye-bye.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.